So my new J-tagged Xbox 360 came in the mail today. I was super excited and plugged it in. I got all the ROM files for all the most recent Call of Duties that have come out. I got Black Ops 2 and Ghost, just to name a few. That was when I saw it though. A Call of Duty that I never heard of before. And it was called Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, I thought. It's only January of 2014. They usually don't announce another COD until at least May. But considering Treyarch and Infinity Ward take turns every other year, and Ghost was made by Infinity Ward in 2013, so that must mean that Treyarch's game is next in 2014. And also, seeing a game called Black Ops 3 is very realistic, to say the least. I downloaded the file and eagerly awaited for it to finish. Finally, the download was complete. I pressed play and the game loaded, and there were only 3 things for me to choose from: campaign, zombies, and options. The background looked weird, like there wasn't much effort put into it. I expected way more considering this is Call of Duty, let alone a AAA title at that. But I quickly came to the conclusion that I didn't get the complete version of the game. Hell, not even the beta. I'm sure I got the alpha version of the game. But still, I'm not complaining. A new Call of Duty comes out every November. And here it is January, and I'm already playing it. I've never been much of a campaign person. I mostly play for multiplayer. So my only real choice here was zombies. But what was weird was, I thought zombies ended with Origins. You know, when it turns out you were just action figures and Richtofen and Samantha were really just childhood friends, fighting for their own turns to play. The only map that was selectable was called Reise 2. I hit select and the game loaded. As soon as it loaded, it took me to a cutscene. A door shut, and Samantha and Eddie were talking. This cutscene looks like it picked up right back where Origins left off. Samantha and Eddie head to Sam's father, Max's. Max's tells them to follow him to the bomb shelter, where they will spend the night. He tells them they will meet up with Eddie's father, Edward Richtofen. Eddie gets really excited and says, "Wow, I get to see my dad? I haven't seen him in years!" Maxis says, "Yes, he's been working on my little plan, and tomorrow you children shall know of it." The scene faded and all 3 were getting ready to leave. Sam asks her father where they're going. Maxis says with a secretive look, "To my laboratory." They get in Maxis' car and we see them driving. It shows them driving through a bombarded German city. I guess Germany is really starting to feel the effects of the Allied troops invading their country. Maxis and the kids arrive at Maxis' lab, but this isn't any lab. This was Reise. I mean, it looked amazing. There wasn't an outbreak or anything. The walls were intact and there were people there instead of zombies. Maxis takes the kids inside, and that is where they see Richtofen. Eddie runs over to his father and they hug. Richtofen tells his son that he missed him and he was sorry that he had to go away for such a long time. Maxis then cuts their happy reunion short and asks Richtofen of what he's learned. His cheerful face changed to one of serious nature. Richtofen kneels down to Eddie and Sam and tells them to wait outside the room. After the kids leave, Maxis asks, "So what did you find out?" Richtofen replies, "Well, it's possible, but it's impossible to control them." Maxis gets angry and yells, "What do you mean it's impossible? We are German scientists. There is nothing we cannot accomplish." The scene changes to the kids and they are having their ears pressed up against the door. Sam says, "Wow, they're talking more about the living dead." Eddie replies to her, "Yeah, I hope it turns out better than we could have ever imagined." The scene goes back to Maxis and Richtofen. Maxis is just laughing at Richtofen, similar to how Richtofen would laugh in the games. Richtofen asks him, "Why are you laughing? Have you gone mad?" Maxis then replies to Richtofen, "While you were gone, researching the effects 115 had on the dead, I was researching the effects it had on the living. It's quite satisfactory to say the least. When you inject 115 into the living, they are much faster, stronger, and brutal. However, their mind slips, slowly to the brink of insanity, and they are harder to control than those walking piles of shit. But rest assured, my old friend, I have a plan." Richtofen has a confused look on his face. "What is your plan, Maxis?" Maxis then goes over to his desk and pulls out a syringe. The syringe has a weird substance inside of it. It almost looks like a prototype of the Perk-Colas. Maxis then goes over to the window overlooking Reise. He then says, "Do you know what the difference is between me and you, my old friend?" Richtofen looks confused and cannot think of an answer. Maxis then proceeds to say, "Because I know what kind of sacrifices need to be made so that this great country can survive." He then calls in the kids. He tells Samantha to come to him. As she is running, Richtofen shouts, "No! Stay away from him!" But it was too late. Maxis takes the syringe and injects the 115 into his own daughter. Samantha goes crazy. Her screams were terrible. I had to turn down my headset because it was so loud and disturbing. The scene has a close-up of Samantha's face, and then the scene just fades. Next thing I know, I'm in the spawn room with the round 1 sign on the bottom left hand. I will update when I find out more about this strange new map.
It's been over 2 years. Sorry for not updating. It's just this map, this game is different. As you all know, Black Ops 3 did come out in 2015, and it did have a remake of Reise, but it's polished and kid-friendly. The Giant and Reise 2 are 2 completely different maps. The Giant takes place in the new timeline for zombies, while Reise 2 is a twisted, more fucked up version that no one could ever imagine. You spawn in, and where the gate is, there are heads of German scientists. The spawn room is basically the same, except there is no pack-a-punch. If you chose to go and open the left side, the trench gun side, the experiments, video game or not, they are fucked up beyond belief. The heads I said that were at spawn? Well, their bodies are in this room. This looked as though they scanned actual bodies into this game. That's how real it looked. I'll get to the teleporters later. Going up the stairs where Jugs is, overlooking the courtyard, is a lake of fire. You could see it from the power room as well. It bubbles and there are a few skeletons melting under the lava's heat. I jump off the ledge where the bridge is. The bridge is still in 2 because the power isn't turned on yet. Walk over to the power room and flip the switch. When you flip the switch, you hear Samantha's screams. Now here is a cool part, because they did put this idea into Revelations. You walk past power into the catwalk room. You know, the one with the teleporter, and it's Mob of the Dead. Only no teleporter in this room. Now getting back to the teleporters I was talking about earlier, there are only 2. The one near MP40 takes you to what looks like a hellish version of Shadows of Evil Pack-a-Punch room. Now the other one, which drives me insane. You know the forest in Black Ops 3, where you're at during menu surfing? That's where the other teleporter takes you. This map is hidden in that forest somewhere, I'm just sure of it. I spent years trying to data mine and to see where it is. Because the Giant is a fraud. Once you spawn back into Reise 2, you hear those screams again. Remember when I said Samantha was injected in the first part? Well, here she comes. She kills your character in 1 hit, as if she's the guardian of this map that was never meant to be. As if she protects something we were never meant to lay eyes on.